Welcome to Mortgage 101, where you will learn the important steps of buying or refinancing a home. Hello, I am glad you are here. My name is Nathan Rufty, a mortgage loan originator with over 25 years of lending experience that has your best interests in mind. After listening to this full podcast, connect with me to discuss your home loan needs. Now on with the show. Hello, and welcome to another very informative podcast at Mortgage 101. Hello, my name is Nathan Rufty. I'm a licensed mortgage loan officer in the state of California and Arizona. So today's topic is going to be how to buy a house in 2021 with the seller's market. So we got two markets, a seller's market and a buyer's market. Seller's market is not enough inventory and a lot more buyers than we have with inventory. Buyer's market is not enough buyers and a lot more inventory to choose from. At the current moment, we are in a seller's market, so we don't have that many houses up for sale for people to buy. New construction is not building fast enough, the labor shortage. There's a lot of things that are going on in the housing market that's making it very difficult for buyers today to purchase a home. So if you are a buyer that has difficulty with the down payment, some credit issues, income issues that you can't verify all your income properly that is reported to the IRS. If you're a Schedule C, Schedule E earner, you're really getting hammered right now with today's lending environment when it comes to how we calculate your income. And don't get mad at me. Just the loan officer has to follow the rules with Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, FHA, USDA, and VA on how we have to figure the self-employment, Schedule E and Schedule C wage earners. Unlike a W-2 hourly employee, those are easy to calculate. So if you have difficulty with money, that's the tough part. More people come in with a higher down payment. Those are going to get chosen over somebody that needs some help with some seller's concession, which is not getting done today. So if your mentality today is you're going to offer less on a house, or you're going to ask for closing costs, you're going to ask for the refrigerator or washer and dryer, you have to retool and rethink yourself. Talk to your real estate agent. We are not in that market right now. When we get to a buyer's market, then yeah, you can ask for the world and you might get it. But today, we got enough buyers qualified to purchase property today that's coming in asking over asking price. They're coming in with $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 over what the asking price is. And they're waiving the appraisal contingency, which means if the home does not appraise for that extra additional overages on the ask price, they're coming in with the difference. So you as a buyer have to be strong today, unfortunately. You're going to have that income, that down payment, the credit score. You're going to have to set yourself apart. Or you're going to have to expand where you're looking to purchase. If you want to own a home in California, Arizona, you can't be picky today, unfortunately. We're just not in that market that I want to live in this area. Well, you got to do something. You got to change something in your financial situation where you have more money down, where you improve your credit score, where you improve your income. If you don't have those things, then you got to wait for the market to turn to a buyer's market. That means the home prices are going to go down. Who knows where the interest rate's going to be? But when it becomes a buyer's market, the home prices go down. And you can offer seller's concession to help you with the closing costs. You come up with your own down payment. So once we turn into that market, then you can pick what you want. But right now we're in a seller's market in early 2021. It ended in 2020 with the seller's market. We're beginning 2021 with the seller's market, which means you got to become a strong buyer. But there are ways for you to purchase a property with no money down. If you're a veteran, 100% no money down. You got that covered. USDA is an untapped program where a lot of people don't know about the USDA RD program, Rural Development Program, where you can purchase a property with absolutely no money down. There are 3 caveats to the USDA. There's an income limit per county, so you can't make a certain amount over 1 to 4 people, and then 5 to 8 people. You can't make over a certain amount, and that changes the income. Right now, it's pretty healthy. You can make a lot of money between 1 to 4 people and 5 to 8 people. So look at that program. I'll have a link of another podcast and a video on that below. And the other caveat is your debt to income ratio is going to be capped compared to what FHA, conventional VA is going to be. You can't exceed a certain debt to income ratio, which means your gross income versus what your outgo is when it comes to credit and the house payment. and also the particular area. So if you're looking in a heavy populated area, let's say Rancho Cucamonga, California, Phoenix, Arizona, you are not going to be able to do the USDA because it's not an approved area. It must be in a rural designated areas. California, you got the mountain communities, Big Bear, Idlewild, Crestline. Those are all Blue Jay. Those are all USDA approved. Arizona, outer skirts, Whitman, Kingman, Arizona. So you can look in those particular areas and look at the USDA. You may not want to live out there, but if you want to own a property right now and you're not a strong buyer compared to what your competitors are doing, overbidding, they can go a higher purchase amount, then you got to go into an area that's unfamiliar with you to own something. Remember, you always can turn that home into a rental. So this can be your first home. You own it for 12 months, turn it into a rental. When the market shifts to a buyer's market, then you purchase where you want to go in a particular area where you want to live. But own property. Real estate is one of the best drivers, as you can see right now, with income and assets and value of an asset is real estate. It's always going to go up. Imagine when you were a kid what your home was when you were kids, when your parents bought it. Look at that same house today. They're always going to go up. Yes, they're going to go down, but they're always going to go up in value. So purchasing a home for 2021, you got to get your income in order, your assets in order, and your credit in order. Right now, we don't have any investors purchasing any property, any loans less than a 620 middle credit score. We would go down to a 500 because that's what FHA goes down to on a middle credit score, but nobody's buying that product today. If they are, it's down to a 580 and it's costing an arm and a leg to get you below that 580. So if somebody's going to buy that so-called risky loan today, you're going to pay for it. So 620 is the bare minimum on every single product today. We don't have an investor, the company I'm currently working for, that's buying anything less than a 620. Conventional 620 anyways. But VA will go down to a 580. USDA is down to a 620. Conventional 620. FHA goes down to a 500. Now these are all traditional financing. So if you're doing some non-QM stuff, they may go lower than that, but you're going to pay for it with a higher down payment and the interest rate. And if you don't have those elements today, you got to save up. You want to purchase a home, it's just not you make the income and you got decent credit and no money, here's a home. No, people are not going to take that risk today. This industry has learned over the ups and the downs of this industry has learned they're going to lend to a strong buyer. Now, they can't do anything about you losing a job 2 years down the road. There's nothing we can do about that. But buying a house in 2021, you've got to be strong. And if you're not there, then you've got to get yourself in that position. So when it does turn into a buyer's market, you're there ready to make offers on a home. So we talked about the USDA, the VA is 100% financing, and you can look at some down payment assistance. But you got to ask yourself, if you're a seller of a home and you got multiple offers, let's say 10, and 5 of them are looking at no money down or very little money down, you got the other 5 that are coming in with a lot of money. They're opening escrow, it's called an EMD, an earnest money deposit, with a large earnest money deposit, great credit scores. Which buyer would you go with? So you got to ask yourself, you put yourself in that position of the seller. You want to go with the buyer that's going to be able to perform and close escrow on your house. Because when you open up escrow, it is another scary moment for the seller going, is this thing going to fall out of escrow? Do I got a good buyer? Did I pick the good buyer? Could I have given it to this other buyer that would have been a better buyer than this buyer? But they're going to weed out the ones that the agent's going to help them, weed out the ones that are 3% down versus 10% down, 700 credit score versus a 640 credit score. The seller's going to look at all that stuff and they're going to choose the buyer that they feel, based on the paperwork they've been presented, that's going to perform and close the escrow on their house. So put yourself in a good position where you are a buyer that's going to make yourself financially attractive to that seller when it comes to your credit, your income, and your assets. But right now we are in a seller's market. And how are you going to present yourself to that seller? And if you're not in the position now, it doesn't hurt to talk to a loan originator. It doesn't. You can sit there, don't talk to anybody. Well, my friend did this and my cousin did this, and they're not in the business. Speak with a licensed career mortgage loan originator that he or she If you're looking at California, Arizona, I'd love to be that he for you that can give you a blueprint that's going to put you on a path towards home ownership. If it's not today, don't get discouraged. You may have to save a little bit more money. You may have to work on credit. Credit I've talked about multiple times in the past. You may have a lendable credit score of a 620 or better, but what's in the body of your credit profile, in the body of that credit report, may hamper your ability to be able to purchase. So and when it comes to credit, you need credit score and what's in the body of it be lendable as well. So it's a two-part. With your income, we can't do cash. It's lendable, claimable income that you have claimed on your taxes that we can use. We can't use cash. Our business, unfortunately, is not a cash-based business. We do not like cash when it comes to deposits, when it comes to earnest money, when it comes to income. We don't like it because we can't verify it. So we got to verify everything about you. Bank statements, we got to look at your bank statements. We don't look at printouts. We look at the bank statements and see what's coming and going. I don't care how many times you go out to eat. We just care about if any large deposit is over $500. We got to paper trail that. So if you need to save money up, if you need to unfortunately dip into a 401k, a stocks, bonds, Irish mutual funds, money markets, get a gift from a family member, do something, work a lot of overtime, cut back on your spending. There's a lot of stuff you can do as a buyer to save money. And you know what you can do. The biggest thing is eat now. Stop eating out. Stop spending on the luxury items that you do not need. What's more important for you? Eat now or buying a home? I think buying a home. So if you got to eat top ramen for a while, just walk and run. I know that stuff's very salty, but put yourself in a position to be able to purchase a property when it becomes suitable for you financially. When it starts turning into a buyer's market, then you will be in that prime position that you're going to be able to pick and choose what property you want when that comes available. Who knows when that's going to happen? I'm not going to say it's going to happen by the end of 2021 because it may happen sooner, it may happen later. I don't have a crystal ball, but what I do know is real estate is one of the best investments that you can purchase and hold on to because it's always going to gain value. Yes, it will lose value, but it will gain more than it loses, and your investment will be safe for many years to come. You got to live somewhere. You must have a roof over your head, whether you're renting it or owning it. Be in the position to purchase property. You study to get a good grade on a test. You got to do that when you're purchasing a property, which means you got to get yourself in the position to get that good grade. You got to have good credit. You got to have a good claimable income, and you got to have a good down payment. Okay, you can buy a home on the USDA with no money down, like I talked about, but it may push you into an area that you don't want to live in. Well, then don't buy in that area. Then you got to wait. You got to wake up as a buyer and say, this is not the time for me to buy, but let me be in that position to buy. Talk to a licensed mortgage professional. Let them know your financial situation. He or she's going to let you know you need to make X amount of dollars to be able to purchase a home at $300,000 or $400,000 or $500,000, whatever it's going to be. You must have this income, and you got to run a mortgage related credit report. We got to see what's going on with your credit profile so we can give you good sound advice on what credit you need to clean up. You may have a 640, but a 680 is going to impose you a lot better financing when it comes versus a 640. Okay, so we'll look at that. We'll look at your assets to say, hey, you make $5,000 a month and you spend $5,500 a month. That's not going to get you to purchase a property. Don't rely on other things for you to buy property, like a down payment assistance, like seller giving you a seller credit towards closing costs. They can't give it towards you down, but they got to give it to you. They can give it to your closing costs if they elect to do that. But no sellers today is giving away free money when they got 20 other buyers on a property. So get yourself in that position where you're going to save some money. All you need is, when it comes to a buyer's market, all you need is a down payment. We lenders can increase your interest rate to give you what's called a lender credit, and then the seller might give you some money towards on closing costs, but that's when it becomes a buyer's market. So at least be in the position, credit, income, and asset-wise, that you're going to be a good performing buyer for that seller when it comes time for you to buy property. I'd love to be that loan officer, talk to you about a blueprint to get you to purchase property, whether it be now, 3 months from now, 6 months from now, or 12 months from now. Okay? Call me, Nathan Rufty at 909-503-5600, and I want you to be in the position to buy property. If you're interested, willing and able buyer. I'm an interested, willing and able loan officer that wants to assist you in your goals of home ownership. But we got to work together on doing this. I'll do my part, you do your part. Save that money, work more hours to save money, to pay bills down, get that credit score up. But you got to do the bulk of the work. We can't do it for you. Just like they always says, we can lead the horse to water, then you got to drink the water. So that means we can tell you on what you got to make on income-wise, what you got to do for at least the minimum for the down payment, and what you got to be at credit-wise. So call me. I look forward to talking to you about purchasing a property in the state of California or the state of Arizona. That's where I'm currently licensed at. Nathan Rufty at 909-503-5600. I look forward to hearing from you. And thank you for taking the time out listening to us. Bye. Thank you again for taking the time to listen to this very informative podcast. Remember to subscribe, share, like, and comment. There is no better time than today to explore your options to purchase or refinance a home. Please call, text, or email me at the information below to get started right away, and I look forward in hearing from you.